Oh, Al, I'd like to purchase your property in Hilliard, Ohio. My friend Alf's been sending me information about this. He just called me a little bit earlier today and asking if I have any more questions. I've been talking to you guys about this property in the past. I've been looking at it a couple different ways. I like how there's a bunch of businesses around the area doing different levels of business. Some of them are doing a lot more than others. I like the income in the area. I've got a really nice income for Ohio. This is a much higher income place compared to lots of Ohio that I'm used to looking at numbers on, and a good dense population in the area to do business with. I like the Seven Brew that just went in on the other side of the freeway from here. I like the developments up the street you were pointing out. I see the Tim Hortons. I see the Starbucks that's going on in the area. I see a bunch of the QSRs that are happening. I've been studying where the people that are going to this Home Depot next to this lot, where they're shopping. A lot of them are going to the Starbucks. There's a Starbucks that's south of here. There's a drive-through Starbucks. There's also a Starbucks and the Target north of here. A lot of them are going to that Starbucks. When they're in other parts of town, they're going to other coffee shops that are not in this area that I think should be added to this area. Got contacts with and dealings with, and I'd like to talk to some of those other brands about putting their shop on your property here. I've been studying that, looking at it a couple different ways. I'd like to buy the property. So, my name's Luke Smith. I love studying these kinds of properties, vacant land, high traffic retail properties, properties you put a QSR drive-through kind of business on. I like to pitch the case and create the business of what's going to happen on those properties off of the numbers, off of the statistics of who's shopping where, how much they're going to these different shops, how much time they're spending there. And when they're going to those shops, where are the other shops they're going to that are not in this town, that are other parts of Columbus, and that should be added to this area. And I like figuring that out. I like reaching out to those people, pitching them that I'll build the shop for, pay for it, I'll finance it, I'll make it really easy for them. I'm a vacant land guy. I love figuring out vacant land. You can look at my website. You can look me up in county records, all lots of different places around Ohio and other parts of the country as well. You can see different deals that I'm involved in or have done in the past. It's usually vacant land or something that should be wiped off the land to make it vacant land into the next building and operations from there. I ran into some of these properties in the past, and it started occurring to me that they're really hard to sell, they're really hard to get singing and dancing without a tenant that's going to pay rent, that's going to use that thing out into the future. These kinds of vacant properties are really hard to make happen. And I wasn't able to get a lot of work I got myself into without finding a tenant for them. When I started finding tenants for them, buyers would show up out of the woodworks one way or another. Over time, I've gotten more into leasing them and building them and making them happen for people. That's where I'm at with your property. I think the right tenant would like to lease this one from me. I'd like to build it for them and take it for a run from there. So that's how I'm looking at your property. As part of this offer and me looking at the property in that respect, in that regard, I'm asking for some time. I'm asking for some time to talk to the tenants that I believe go in this property with all the constraints that you have, with the wetlands you have in the front, you got wetlands in the back, you've got an easement that goes across the middle of the property. You made a drawing about how a smaller QSR could fit in there and use under the power lines or the easement access that goes to the middle of the property for parking. And I understand that I've done that with other properties. It's hard to get them to fit in these size properties with the different constraints that are going on. I believe I understand the constraints that are going on there and even the lack of signage that's going on in the area. The main interest of Home Depot, they've got a sign that looks like the size of a residential home for sale kind of sign. Like you could put it in the trunk of your car style sign, little sign. I think this neighborhood is trying to keep the decorum and the look and the feel of not having big signs around the area. So I understand that side as well. As you get into higher income, higher educated parts of town, lots of those regulations start to occur and happen a lot more with those kinds of demographics. So I'm seeing that around here too, and all the neighboring shops and developments in the area. So with all those constraints and things in mind, I would still like to buy the property, and I believe I can talk to the tenants that go here, offer them the financing, show it to them, show them the numbers, show them the business case of why their business goes here, make it really easy for them to use this property. And when they say, yes, Luke, I believe you, I like the numbers too, I want to make my shop here, and I'll close with you as fast as I can and go work out the details with them. So if you're interested in that kind of offer, please take a look at the offer I'm sending along with this video, as well as proof of funds to be able to pay for it. Feel free to look me up in lots of different ways as mentioned before. If you're watching this video and you're like, Luke, what are you doing with these properties? What's going on? You want more color, more information? Take a look at the link that's in the description of this video below on YouTube, or follow it back to wherever you're seeing this, back to the YouTube description, and click on that. It'll take you to a community that I've set up with a lot of like-minded people, people that are curious about working on these kinds of properties, making these kinds of properties happen. I learn a lot from those people. They ask me, they hopefully they learn from me too. I try to share, I try to teach, I try to show and tell as much as I can because I get a lot back from that as well. It's free, and as you go down the rabbit hole from there, maybe you get into more dealings, and we could take it further from there. But the basic intro of it and information is free. If you're interested in owning these kinds of shops, after they're built, after they're going, or somewhere along the way, after they're figured out, you want the cash flow, you want the depreciation, and you want to just sit back and watch it happen without doing all the work. I'm open for those deals too. I'm always looking for more funds, partners, and angles to make those pass off the deals that I've worked. I've got proof of funds and the money ready for this one, but I don't have all the money to keep doing it all the time. As I get these figured out, I'd like to pass them off. It would be nice if somebody was willing and able, ready to go, tell you along the way, pass it off to you as soon as possible so I can use funds to go back and do the next one a lot faster. If you're interested in that and being that money person, please reach out to me. You could hit me in the comments. You could go to my website, ruralvacantland.com. Got contact information there. You can call me. You can email me. You can reach out to me in multiple different ways, or the link in the description of this video, and go to that website and do a direct message. You can DM me there as well. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. See you in the next one. Bye.